What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless, and I'm back with my reaction for The Game's last album, 1992. I've always been a huge fan of The Game. The documentary is on my short list of all-time greatest rap albums. I've listened to probably all of his mixtapes. Hell, I even had the G Unit t-shirt back in the day when he was beefing with 50 and everybody in G Unit. I've always felt like he was a highly underrated rapper, and he had a ton of potential, especially when he first came out. But my love for his music has kind of waned over the last few projects he's had. They weren't terrible by any means, but they just didn't live up to my expectations. Like most critics, the excessive over-reliance on features on his last few albums and the almost hilarious amount of name dropping that he was starting to employ in his music really was starting to get on my nerves a little bit. But this time around, he promised the album with no features and to stick to the basics of just rapping. So that news alone made 1992 the most excited for a Game album as I've been in some years. 1992 is an ode to the year 1992, which is probably one of the most active years in LA, with all the gang wars, the Rodney King beating, the Watts riots, and the infamous OJ White Bronco incident. It was a time that had a clear influence on Game, his life, and his music. And it was a feeling that he was trying to capture in this album. And you can hear that right away from the production. The most impressive thing about the production is the fact that he was able to get all of these samples cleared for a major album. I mean, there's some major samples on here, from DLC's It's Funky Enough, Marvin Gaye's Inner City Blues, Wu-Tang's Cream, and Ice-T's Colors, along with a slew of others. And a large majority of these songs which they're sampled on closely resemble the originals. So the fact that this got cleared is a testament to his lawyers and I guess his relationship with some of his musicians. Now, using all of these well-known songs doesn't always turn out for the better. I don't think a lot of the production did these samples enough justice in a lot of instances. Like songs like True Colors and However Do You Want It just don't do it for me. And for like True Colors, it's just way too close to the original for me, and I think they could have done a way better job of flipping a lot of these beats. Some of the best tracks on the album for me are the ones that don't have an obvious sample to them, like The Juice, Baby You, and 92 Bars. The fact that he doesn't have a lot of guest features on this album means this is one of the first albums in a really long time where we can just hear Game just put out bar after bar after bar. And like I said before, I think he's a highly underrated lyricist, and when he's not so distracted by name dropping, he can really put out some dope stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still plenty of name dropping in here. 92 Bars has a ton of them, but at least in the context of the songs, that he does a better job of just getting off lyrics and making some dope verses. So I always have to say, bar for bar, lyric for lyric, this is probably one of his better albums he's put out in some years. Overall, 1992 was a very refreshing change up to hear from The Game. It was like a throwback to the older days when he was a little bit hungrier to prove that he was one of the best rappers out there. And that's a trend that I hope continues with the music in the future. Have you guys heard 1992? What did you guys think about it? Are you glad there weren't so many features on there? Do you think he improved his verses a lot more this time with less name drops? And do you think they used all these samples to their fullest? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to head over to Living Life Fearless and leave a rating for the album.